Hey guys, welcome to another review. This one is of the Weta Studios Fell Beast bust. Now, I hesitated a little bit because I'm not quite certain what scale this is in. I want to say it's quarter scale, but I think it might be maybe a little bit smaller than that. I don't think it's 1/6 scale because it's way too big for that. But since I don't know what a made-up fell beast is really supposed to be like in real life, I don't really know the exact scale. But when I start and go through this review, you're going to get an idea of how big this thing really is. So here we have it. This is the again the Fell Beast bust from Weta Studios. It's been out for quite a while. Some history on this. Eventually, you're going to see this on my channel as well. But among many things I collect, I actually have a complete set of all of the mini helms from the Lord of the Rings by Weta, and at the time it was Sideshow Weta, and then Weta reintroduced the line as Weta Collectibles, and I have all of them. And I also have all of the busts as well, and so this was sort of a no-brainer in a sense, but it's a little bit interesting because we're going to focus here on the sort of the money shot here, which is this incredibly detailed maw of the Fell Beast. And as you can see, he has this thing on here. That technically is a mini helm. And why, do you ask? Because you can actually take the whole thing off, believe it or not. And I'll do that later on, but this whole thing comes off and it actually can't be placed on that. So technically this is a mini helm exclusive to this piece. And if you want to get a true, complete 100% collection, if you're cursed by the completionist bug, then you have to buy this in order to get that. They did the same thing with the helm of a troll. And that was from The Hobbit, and that one was quite expensive. It was over $1,000. But I also had the helm as well, and if you wanted to get that mini helm, you had to buy the troll. So luckily, though, both pieces are pretty amazing in their own right, and probably deserve to be a part of your collection if you're into Lord of the Rings, so it doesn't sting quite as much. This guy is very pricey. He's $700. If you're lucky enough to have gotten him when they had him on sale, you could have gotten for about 500, but whether it's 500 or 700, it probably is worth it. It's very heavy, very well made, and it's pretty gorgeous. And again, if you're into the Lord of the Rings, this is sort of an amazingly detailed look at the Fell Beast. Now, before this piece, the closest thing you have to the Fell Beast was the little Sideshow Weta 1/6 scale statue, and it kind of showed him perched on a little mountain, and this little tiny ring wraith, sitting on top. And well, that was nice, and it still goes for pretty big bucks. It has nothing on something of this size and detail quality. So let's spin him. He goes on this base right here. This is a very heavy base. This thing slots onto a big rectangular pillar. And then if you go all the way back here, you actually see that you have to screw it into position here to secure him from toppling off. An interesting thing about this base, if you reverse the Fell Beast, so rather than put him this way, but you flip him the other way up, so this is up here and that is down here, then this whole thing can be wall mounted. So just kind of imagine this whole base tilted vertically up like that, and then you put it on a wall, and then the entire Fell Beast, you turn him 180 degrees, and now he's actually mounted on your wall. So it's pretty ingenious, actually, how they created a base that can be displayed both, again, on a flat surface as well as wall mounted, depending on your space constraints. I would be a little bit nervous about putting this on the wall. It's over 10 pounds. They do give you a wall mounting hardware with the box, and it's pretty sturdy. But still, I probably would not want to mount this on the wall. It can also be pretty easily damaged. I don't think it'll fall, but you can imagine this gigantic neck, just sort of from here all the way out, just sticking out of the wall. Not, at least, you know, in my house or my office, that wouldn't be the best way to try to go about it unless you mount him really, really high up. And then you wouldn't really be able to appreciate him quite as much. So I think though, even though it's a lot more awkward displaying him like this, it's the best way to get all of that detail in. So what's included? Well, you have him all the way to essentially the chest. You can kind of see the shoulders right here, the chest, and of course this long prehensile neck with the spines up top here and here, and then it goes all the way, of course, to the money shot of the head itself. Here's what he looks like here, on the side, this way, and then this way. I will get him from behind this way. Not much to it. I showed you the screw. Here's the base, and then of course the scales here. Don't know how easy it is to tell. I usually have my videos against a black backdrop to just sort of make the piece pop a little bit more, but he's mainly black, and so I decided to put him against my white backdrop and see if that helps a little bit. I still think that the colors pop a little bit better, but hopefully you can see that there is a little bit of shading. He's not all black. There's some area that's a little bit more whitish gray, so there's some gray splotches here, and I think when I turn on the flash for the second part of the review, you'll be able to appreciate that a little bit better. Obviously, the so-called dorsal surface, the back of the fell beast, is a lot darker colored, and then when you look at the ventral surface, it's a lot more light colored. And this is very classic for reptiles and dinosaurs and that type of thing. The paint job is very nice as far as it goes. There's some shading here, some transitioning, there's some texture. And again, you know, it's true to the movie as it should be. Remember that Weta Studios is the same studio that actually created the special effects. So it should be very, very good. So the helm actually also comes with a bit on the inside. It looks like a pretty nice bit of engineering. Here's sort of the fall weathering of the side piece. So the way it comes off, you just simply gently lift it, and then you, hold on a second here, you move it, you tilt it, you take this thing out. Now it comes with very, very long stirrups. So all of that comes off like so. So now we'll bring it back into the field of view. This is what it looks like. And then I think you're supposed to put it in like that. So here it goes. I'm gonna move this over here. And then you just sort of bunch the fall leather, you know, stirrups or whatever. No, it's not a stirrup, it's like the reins. Yeah, you put the fall leather reins, kind of bunch it up, and then you can appreciate sort of what this looks like. It's beautifully designed. The undersurface is actually padded, so you don't scratch up the polystone when you're taking it in and out. So it looks really, really nice. Now, I have sort of a sore point with these mini helms, which I'll get into a lot more detail in another video, but this is made out of plastic, so it kind of feels sort of cheap. It looks great, but it feels cheap, feels like a plastic toy, which is in direct contrast to the old mini helms, which were actually made out of real metal. But that's a long discussion and rant for another day, another video. But here is what it's supposed to look like. And then if we tilt it up, you can, hold on a second here. It's kind of tricky doing this one-handed, but if you tilt it up, you can see that it's padded with black felt. So again, you don't scratch up anything when you're taking it off and on. Okay, so you can display this in a variety of ways. I think actually he looks really, really good with this thing on. But again, it's your option to actually take it off and display this with the rest of the helms if you have a mini helm collection like I do. Okay, so here's that, and then this is what he looks like without the helm. This is sort of the arm around the neck. It's Velcro, and you just take that off. So this thing is another piece right here. So let's get a little bit deeper. Here's the eyes. Very, very nice. Hopefully you can see a little bit of the detail. Here's the Velcro, we attach it. That's of course hidden when you put on the helm. This is faux leather right here. Plastic. Again, they do a really good job of kind of hiding it. They weather it pretty nicely. They paint it really nicely. So just looking at it, you wouldn't, be able to tell. You would think that was metal, but it's not. Again, close up of all the scales, the detail work here. Backing up all the way over here. There's the tongue coming out. There's all of the teeth here, here, here. I mean, he looks great. There he goes. And here's the little bottom beard, the tendrils you have here. So again, I mean, overall, he's a fantastic piece. If you collect the busts, you collect the mini helms, you basically have to get him. And I don't think you'll regret it. He definitely, feels like he's worth the price of admission, at least for me. Fell Beast. I think he is probably, when all is said and done, quarter scale. So next up, I'm gonna use flash and zoom in a little bit more of the detail. Okay, so flash is now on. Let's take a look. Here it goes. Really taking a look at the paint job. Very nice. Here's the undersurface again, where that screw goes. Put it with an Allen wrench. The spines. I think now you can see the little white stripes here. That gives a little bit of variation. Here's the collar. Again, leather, fake leather and plastic, but done very convincingly. Here's the spines. You can see the spines in a lot more detail right here. Backing up a little bit. Here's the spine of the undersurface. Here he is. There's the inside of the mouth. You can see it now a lot more clearly with the flash on. Here's the teeth. He's got 2 rows, almost like a shark. Here's his little beady black eyes. And the nose. Very, very nice. There's that tongue sticking out. Okay. So here he looks. There it goes. Now let's take a look at the helm. Again, under flash magnification. Did a great job weathering it. Where it sits, you can see the felt. Here's the bit on the back. So how do you put it on? It's easy. Take this thing off. Okay, so put it on like this. You want to make sure that the bit goes over the tongue. And you sort of gently tilt it little by little, and then it just sort of slips on just like that. You position it a little bit as necessary. The eyes should go through here. The eyes eyes go through here. The bit is right over the tongue. And then of course you have the blades on either side of it. So that looks really, really nice right here. And then the reins are quite long, as you can see. And then you just kind of hang them from where you would imagine the Black Rider would be sitting. Usually I put it right about here. I just let it fall. And as you can see, when you do that, it just sort of rests naturally here. And then you can sort of move it so you can equalize how they fall. And there you go, voila. You have now the helm in position over his head. So do a little bit of view, straight on, to the side. This is the Weta Studios Fell Beast quarter scale bust with quarter scale mini helm. Hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, take care.